Hi, and welcome to The Good Word with the Council from the Cult of Redder Days. And yeah, those videos were really short. And then the actual screen setup here makes us look like really condensed. So give me a. While we talk, why don't you guys introduce yourselves while I figure out how to make us look okay? This is what happens when we go on a summer break. You realize that, right? And then don't
forget how to do all the things.
Well, and then don't prepare for it either. That's the other
all
thing.
the time.
I had all the
Leader.
time.
You
Yeah,
had all the time.
yeah, and my internship was here too, and you saw how well we got that done too. Anyway, the rest of you guys introduce yourselves while I fix this video.
Is the intern coming today?
I don't know. I don't think we told the intern they had to come, but they were supposed to watch the chat. But he might not have known that he was supposed to watch the chat. So, yeah, we have a problem.
So, are we introducing ourselves?
Yeah, I'm not introducing you.
I'm Dr. Jess. I handle the psychology of it.
The psychology of what? That's
whatever this thing is that you're doing.
Whatever this thing.
And you also do our videos and
I do
a whole bunch of other stuff, our social media, all of that.
Yeah. Since you are the major.
Well, but you guys write the articles or help me write the articles, and
right.
I just make them into videos.
Yes, and you reply to people like when y'all make a comment on our videos. It is actually replied to by a live human being, and that's Jessica.
Yes.
Sometimes. Filtered through bots a lot. So, yes.
Yeah. George helps me.
Yeah.
Often.
Does he?
Yes. I mean, I know George is AI, but he's one of my best friends in this. He does a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to know you're chummy with him and everything like that.
Yeah, Alice annoys me because she's too clinical and she's not as funny.
Yeah.
George is hilarious.
Alice is fun.
And Pixel just annoys me.
Nobody talks to Pixel, but Pixel doesn't want to talk to anybody anyway, so it works out fine.
Pixel's just an adorable little quantum vortex. So.
Yeah. So, yeah. The video's sort of working. I do not know why it's messed up like this, but it looks okay. It's got all four of us on the screen. It shows that all of us have two eyes and a nose and a mouth. So there's nothing really, really bad there or anything. So who's next up on the list then? If you're done, unless you have something else, Dr. Jess, do you want to?
I'm good.
You're okay. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sarah, why don't you go ahead?
Okay. I'm Bishop Sara. I'm our spiritual advisor, and then I do a lot of our coping mechanisms and other things on helping us get through this mess and help Jess write articles and come up with horrible song ideas that didn't work the way I wanted. It sort of worked well enough.
It still worked well enough. I liked it. It was
cool.
It
ended up good, and then
it sounded much more like an original song than a
which got us less copyright.
Less than our president.
Make a song that actually sounds like the original song.
Yeah, that was not a great. How many days was that in? How many days was that in copyright?
2.5.
And then we
say about 3.
And then we got no push on it after that. So.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that was a brilliant song because it's actually with the U.S. president.
Yes.
About the U.S. president.
I do. So, any other highlights about you, Sarah, that you want to provide to the population out there in the world?
I have given blood, sweat, and tears to this organization.
I would argue that, except for at last week's event when you did bleed. So,
I can't show you my leg because I can't get it up here, but yes, I did do some damage on my foot and knee for our non-viewers.
Yes.
In the name of the cult.
Yes.
Yeah, I got my cane.
Well, we have
At least you graduated from the crutches. So that's
Yeah, I've
good.
graduated from the crutches to my cane. That was my dad's cane, and it's made out of a buffalo penis.
I don't. Yeah, okay, all right. There we go.
What are you gonna say about that?
I think that's
have
all
nothing to
we.
say
I
about
think
that.
that's all we need to know about you, Sarah. Right there. That sort of hit the spot. I'm not sure what spot it hit, but it hit a spot.
Yeah, so follow that one up, Richard.
Yeah, Richard. Go ahead and explain your role in this overly nightmaristic.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm not sure what my role is, but I'm Step Pope Richard, regional Step Pope for Northeast Wyoming and the Great Plains. I am an actor and a singer with a degree in Spanish and history that I turned into a career in IT. So whatever.
Natural liberal arts major. Okay, we got you.
I'm very much a liberal arts major. And so I bring a liberal arts perspective to what we're doing. I don't know. I sometimes think of myself as a Renaissance man because I do a little bit of everything. I am a veteran, so I have some insight into military minds. I don't know. I guess I'm just here to balance whatever else is going on.
That works and everything.
I consider myself a constitutional hobbyist. So I've spent a lot of time thinking about what is and isn't constitutional and why. So I will opine on that topic from time to time. So make of that what you will.
And I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will make product placement. McDonald's. They're not sponsoring us. Nobody's
Okay,
sponsoring
wait, if we're getting
us.
sponsors. Oh wait.
We're paying to sponsor them because I wanted a Coke. So we're paying our sponsors. Could do it like this. That tasted awful. Never go to McDonald's. They want us to stop talking like this. They have to pay us. See? We're going to show your product on the air, and we're going to show how good it is. And if you want us to stop doing that, pay us some money.
There is a reason why I don't frequent their establishment over and above the fact that the nearest one is a half an hour away.
Are you like some
Shows
sort of
how rural you
are you like some sort of food elitist? A food snob? What do they call
No.
that? A foodie snob?
No,
Oh, McDonald's is too good for me. I'm going to go eat at Taco Bell where it's more premium.
very much the contrary, as a matter of fact. But I'll refrain from telling that story with just the slightest hint of blackmail behind it.
Well, that sounds good.
I'm still waiting. What blackmail?
If they
So
don't.
I kind of gave up on McDonald's after I went through the drive-through, and every time they opened up the window to serve me, this scent wafted through. Ugh.
Most people like that French fry smell.
It was not French fries.
Well, that sounds like a specific
Or if
McDonald's
it was French fries,
established.
if it was French fries, they really needed to change the oil.
Sounds like a specific franchise issue, not a McDonald's chains
Well,
issue.
I only smelled it at that one particular
Yeah,
location,
yeah.
but it did lead me to believe that maybe I didn't need to go back.
I will tell
So
you.
I don't
I will-
very often.
I-
Every once in a while I will.
I will tell you this: when we were in California for the summer event that we did, and we had to go up to LA to so the kids could watch that play, and we were stuck there. We stopped at a Taco Bell, and I had a taco because I was just starving. We were gonna go get Ozzy Osbourne pizza from the Ozzy Osbourne pizza place, but I wanted something to eat right away. I'm starving. We had to use the restroom, so we went to Taco Bell. I got a taco. I came out. I ate it. I'm like, my God, this actually tastes like real meat. I was shocked. It tasted like real meat. And
So much so that he made us stop at another
Yeah,
Taco Bell
I had
when
a
we were there to make sure that it was all of California.
And then we stopped at one on the other side of the border in Arizona and confirmed that yes, the Taco Bells in California have meat that actually tastes like meat itself. So, as opposed to that Taco Bell meat. So, I guess that's a plug for California Taco Bells everywhere. If you go to California and you want cheap ass fast food tacos, and you're used to Taco Bell from wherever you're from, the California ones are probably a step up. So, there you go.
Okay.
Are you going to introduce yourself?
Nobody needs to know who I am.
That's fair.
It's pretty much, I'm being nice to them. That's such
you're a fearless leader. You need to,
a fearless leader. Oh, yeah. I do not have an eye patch and a monocle. Anyway, should get a.
Are you speaking to me?
I'm gonna have to get. Did you ever watch that movie?
I did. I watched it in the theater.
Which one? The
De Niro as
the
fearless leader.
Yeah, the Boris and Natasha movie.
I didn't see Boris and Natasha.
Oh,
I saw Rocky and Bullwinkle with De Niro as fearless leader, and I don't remember who played Boris and Natasha.
Oh, before that, they had a show called they came out with a movie in the 90s that was called Boris and Natasha, which was the Rocky and Bullwinkle, but they didn't use Rocky and Bullwinkle in the name and everything. And I'm trying to remember. I think it was Jason Alexander who played Boris in that one.
Well, that sounds familiar.
But
see, I know I saw Rocky and Bullwinkle in the 90s because I remember where I was living at the time, which theater I was in.
Oh no, it wasn't it was in Boris and Natasha. It was Dave Thomas from SCTV. Half of the McKenzie brothers. It was Sally Kellerman, Dave Thomas, and Andrea Martin, who was also from SCTV. So that was back in 1991 when that one came out and everything. I forgot that Rocky and Bullwinkle actually had a
Pretty sure
movie.
that was before Sarah and my time.
1991 was not before your time, and actually,
it was in junior high,
which would have been age appropriate because it was Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I'm sorry, Rocky and Bullwinkle were not for junior high students.
No,
they're for adults.
I don't know about that.
Have you watched the humor in that? I mean, it's adult.
I watched it when I was a child, and it was a.
Were you ever a child?
Surprisingly, my wife says the exact opposite of that, largely asking, "Are you anything other than a child?" But anyway,
TV film.
We're not going to talk to her about it. Jason Alexander played Boris in the Bullwinkle and Rocky movie with Rene Russo. With Rene Russo as Natasha.
Mm-hmm.
Moose and Squirrel were played in the Boris and Natasha movie by real people. They didn't do animation, but they were like supposedly disguised code names for these people. And they call them Moose and Squirrel. Were their code names. It was pretty good. You notice how I avoided talking entirely about myself there?
I did.
Yeah.
I also noticed we haven't done anything substantive.
I actually am very impressed by that because one of the things we're trying to do is make sure we don't talk about.
Oh yeah.
And in our pre-discussion, you said it would only take 2 minutes, and we're 14 minutes.
We're 14 minutes in, and we have managed to not say anything about politics right now, which is good.
It's just because everything going on out there is so
bad,
absurd, that there's nothing to say.
Well, I think there's lots of things. I think there's lots of things to say, but I think the fact that we can lock down and talk about something that's serious, reasonable, and something factual that we can sink our teeth into, that's not going to kill us or cause us damage, like who played Boris in Boris and Natasha versus who played Boris in Rocky and Bullwinkle, the movie, and have that be a defining moment in our conversation versus saying, why in the heck are the flags flying at half-mast, is an example of what our group tries to do in order to survive.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
We
It's a
go
coping
into the
mechanism.
absurd.
We are living the dream. That's all I got to say here. Now, whose dream
And
it is,
so
I'm not
why
sure, but we're
fear-
living it.
Fearless leader, can you explain
Fearless
why
leader.
we're not making comments about anything about like why the flag is at half mast? Any of the other bullshit?
Well, largely because of one of our amazing coping traits that we've developed over the years, to be perfectly honest.
Jizz?
burying it under a rug and just ignoring it?
No, we never bury it under a rock, and we never just ignore it. We just deflect and distract.
Oh yeah.
There is a difference between those. You guys do realize
That's true.
there is a difference between deflecting and distracting. And
Right, which is why I thought that safety dance might work, but
why?
it was also deemed too political, so we're not going to do that song. Yeah.
Who deemed it too political?
You?
You.
Well, who would bother to listen to me in the first place?
Well, we listen to you. We just don't necessarily abide by your decisions.
Which is why I just said that. Why would anything I say have a bearing upon doing that song? Not only that, I'm looking at the comparison between Robert De Niro and Christopher Neame, who played Fearless Leader in the other movie. Trying to figure out, which one I would like to be related, referenced as.
I didn't see the 1992 version, but De Niro killed it as Fearless Leader.
Yeah. I'm trying to. This other guy was in like Star Trek Enterprise, so
we can't join in this because neither of us have seen it.
No idea what you're talking about, so.
you know who Robert De Niro is, right?
I know who Robert De Niro is.
And you know who Fearless Leader is, right?
Yes.
So you can get involved in the conversation at the same level as any of us are, very shallowly.
I've seen old Rocky and
We are in the foot and a half. We are in the foot and a half level of Rocky and Bullwinkle discussions. We could go the total J Ward and why Rocky and Bullwinkle was the last animated show that was done in the North Americas back in the 60s before they sent it all overseas because they had a contract and all that animation was done in Mexico for Fractured Fairy Tales and all that stuff. Dudley Do-Right. I told you, we're on the shallow edge. We're on the shallow edge of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I just don't feel like I know enough about cartoon trivia to be able to contribute.
Like I said, it's a 1 foot level. 1 foot. We'll put our toes in it. Okay.
So, the thing that I remember the best about that whole movie was one, Rocky and Bullwinkle driving through the same fast food alley, town after town after town, and always looked exactly the same. And two, Robert De Niro saying in his best Fearless Leader voice, "Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? I don't see anyone else here." My Fearless Leader voice is not.
Now, I don't know.
Did it much better.
Sarah, did you get that reference?
Actually, I did. But
Have you ever watched Taxi Driver, though? That's my question.
yes. I've watched Taxi Driver.
Did you? Okay.
Yes. But that's before my time. Back, Jessica.
If you watched it, how can it be before your time?
Because it was old
It's
when
a
I watched
classic.
it. Yeah.
We're supposed to watch
But it's a
classics.
classic.
Not that I have, but we're supposed to.
I
Okay.
didn't see it originally in the theater, when it first came out.
Well, neither did I. It was R-rated and I was in high school. But anyway, there is a classic at the Loft this next week. It's at 10, so it will be late for you, but it's Spaceballs.
I know. I like Spaceballs.
I know.
That's one of my
I saw
favorite movies.
Spaceballs in the movie theater.
Shut up.
I really
Shut
think
up.
I did. How old was
Shut
I?
up. Shut up.
Because I was
Shut up.
really
Like-
young.
We were young. when
Shut
that came out.
up.
I love it.
But I do remember it.
I love it. Oh, come the desert.
Oh, that was the worst joke of the whole lot. With the
Yeah,
and,
and then-
it was
and then he
racist too. It was
and he's
racist with the
Lieutenant
pick.
Tuvok.
With the pick. It's like
And he's Lieutenant Tuvok from Star Trek.
it's like I can't believe,
Knowledge, man.
they always
There's
say
like-
this stuff doesn't age well, and it's like, Spaceballs didn't age well. Any Mel Brooks film didn't age well, sort of.
No.
Sort
I
of.
think they have aged. I think because they have embraced their absurd side of racism and all of that, they actually do age better than other ones that don't know they're being racist.
I think that's the thing, is that if you're aware of it, it's one thing. If you're not aware of it, it's another thing. Like,
Right.
yeah. We almost lost that hand cart. Remember Blazing Saddles?
Oh
Where
yeah.
The
I know what you're
the
talking
the
about.
two black
Yeah.
guys
Oh,
go
with
in the
the
quicksand.
quicksand.
And
Yeah.
they get the rope in there. Pull that out. Gosh darn it, we almost lost us a hand cart. Love that show. I love that
Yeah.
show.
It's funny
Space
because it's sad.
Spaceballs came out in what year? Trivia question. Anybody who's live in the
80.
chat can win $100 right now if they type in the answer.
80 something.
86?
I'm waiting for somebody in the chat
I
to
don't know, I can
respond to
see-
see if
Okay.
Nope,
There's
nobody's.
nobody.
I know there's nobody in the chat. That's why I offered $100. This shows people that if they show up and actually talk with us, they have a chance of winning fabulous prizes. See?
A sticker. You can give them a sticker from our.
Well, I would have given them $100 if there was somebody in here
Well,
right
I'd
now.
give 'em a
But
sticker.
anyway,
It cycled up to 3 for a
Hey.
second and then it dropped back down.
what did?
I jumped in there for a second. To
Just
see how
you were
it
gonna try to
Yeah.
type, but it would be your money anyway, so it wouldn't matter, would it?
That's true.
It's up to 3 because 3 of us had logged in. That's out of here to see how we were doing.
Actually, I'm not logged in,
Oh.
so I'm not.
I am.
1987.
1987.
I was close. I said 86 without cheating.
You know,
Close.
you know how
Yeah.
you know why I remember that so well? Because that was the year I graduated from high school.
I was 9.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah, I
for
was
pointing that
9
out.
as well.
I was worried that you might not point that out in such a way that would not make me feel really old, decrepit, that type of thing.
Hey, you snagged one of those young ones. So
Yeah.
I snagged? I think she got lucky with the I don't think I had anything to do with that. So I don't think I think she
We just
the
like to
lucky
point
one.
out how old you are, and then I'm fine as long as we point out how old you are.
All right, so Spaceballs is playing at 10 p.m. at the loft.
Yeah, Thursday night's the best time to go to it because it's on the big screen, on screen number 1. We went and watched Crow this week, and I'll tell you what, that was way better than I thought it was. I saw it when it first came out. It was way better than I thought, and it still had the same problem, which was the third act of it. The third act of it was just bad because there was so many gaps in it and everything like that. The problem with that was the fact that Brandon Lee died during it, so they didn't get to film everything. So
Yeah.
we really need our internship here because it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. We're not.
do we need to
How
move
are we
more?
not? Yeah.
I know.
I can dance if I want to.
Okay, you're gonna go back to that, aren't you?
There's a little callback for you.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
I mean, I only came up with one verse for the safety dance, so like, we could communally do the other verses live.
I don't think so. Oh. Well, see, but now we've made it almost half an hour without talking politics.
That's pretty impressive for us.
That is pretty impressive.
I
We can't do that when we're together live, so.
No.
we could
The other thing I'm going to say about the flags flying half-staff is that I just decided to mentally attribute that to the school shooting in Colorado.
Right, we do fly them regularly at half for school shootings.
Do we?
So regardless of
Yes, we
whoever
do.
was actually handling
Well, I mean, pre this administration.
We've been doing
we
that
did.
since, we've been doing that since Columbine, I think, set that precedent.
Yeah.
pretty regularly, yeah.
Have they done it any this year? I don't know if
They did.
continued it this year.
We did drop them to half for the school shooting earlier this year.
Okay. So maybe that's what it's
Not for all of them. So yeah, let's say it's for the kids in Colorado.
That's what I'm going to say, but I do live in Wyoming, so.
Yeah. I mean,
There's
normal
a car
normal
dealership.
Normal precedence is just for a political figure. And
There's a car dealership that's down the road from us, and that's where I saw it. They have this ginormous flag that's like twice the size of their parking lot, and it's at half mast, so it's like gonna hit the cars in the road. And I'm like, this is just absurd. It's just why is this giant flag that they're overcompensating for flying half mast?
I think they should fly at half staff for me, even if I don't die.
I don't get that one, Richard, but that's okay.
I mean, if there's no rules, it's all Calvin ball these days. So
No,
whatever makes people feel good.
It is not Calvin ball. It is
Okay.
it is
I don't understand that reference. Can somebody explain it to me?
Calvin ball?
Calvin and Hobbes,
The comic strip.
Bill Waterston comic strip, who retired in the 90s?
Uh,
Retired before 2000, or was it?
Yeah,
after
no,
2000?
it was early 90s.
I know Calvin and
It was
Hobbes.
early 90s.
Ish.
So Calvin had this game that he and Hobbes would play called Calvin Ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the main thing about Calvin Ball is that there are no rules.
Oh.
More recently, there was a decision on the shadow docket in the Supreme Court where I think it was Ketanji Brown Jackson, in her opinion, said there seemed to be we seem to be playing Calvin Ball here, where there's only two rules. One is that there's no rules, and rule two is that the result is always that the Trump administration wins.
See, if they would have made it a Fight Club reference, I totally would have gotten it.
See, okay, so Richard's a little bit off there because there are official rules for Calvin Ball that he
what are
set
the
out.
official
The official rules for
Calvin
Calvin Ball is the only permanent rule is that you can't play it the same way twice.
Okay. Well, that still applies.
And then if you have the
'Cause they're always
Calvin,
coming up with
yeah,
new stuff.
and then any player can declare new rules at any time.
Okay. That still makes sense with the...
And they become immediately binding for that game. And any rule used in one game cannot be used in subsequent games. Number 3 is the Calvin Ball mask. If you're wearing it, you get to make up a new rule. But that was introduced later in the strips when he didn't like people making up rules other than him. So he had the Calvin Ball mask, which was the only person who could make up the rules. For no sport-specific equipment, you can use random objects as equipment. Number 5, and this is key, arguments are part of the game. Disputing rules and arguing about the play is expected and encouraged. And 6, the score is kept in a deliberately confusing way, like Q to 12 or Oogie to Boogie. So some sample rules from the comic are, if you don't touch the 30-yard base wicket with the flag, you have to hop on 1 foot. Or, the score is now Oogie to Boogie. Or, anyone who questions the masks has to do the victory dance. So.
Okay.
So, yes, it's very similar to Calvin Ball.
But I would argue that Fight Club would have been a better reference there.
What, we just are punching ourselves in the face repeatedly while thinking we're somebody else?
And we're
I
not
mean,
allowed
that's-
to talk about
and
it.
we're not allowed to talk
Yeah.
about punching ourselves in the face when we're thinking that it's somebody else punching us. Yeah, that's essentially it's actually, you know, Edward Norton's
like that.
character there is a perfect example of America currently in its state with it is with the
Yeah.
MAGA and the GOP running around like what's his name? What,
Okay, wait,
Durbin?
can I tell you something really sad?
What?
I was talking to I think a Gen Zer, an older Gen Zer or a young millennial, who was telling me they didn't understand that it was the same person throughout the film, and therefore didn't understand the film until somebody told them. And I almost cried.
Did
So
they fall asleep in the middle?
wait a second.
No,
Was this the one that was living on our couch for a while there? Because that sounds like the type of comment from the one that was living on our couch.
no.
Okay, that one had a
I'm
bad.
pretty sure that the younger generations just don't get Fight Club.
That's
And that's sad.
That's okay. We took the
That's
kid.
sad.
We took the kid. You know, the kid that sometimes streams with us and everything. I took the kid to see Blade Runner in the theater, and the kid fell asleep during the show because the second floor in the loft has this couch in the front seat, and it was an 10:30 showing, and so it's really easy to lay out on the couch and watch the show and fall asleep. And so she fell asleep in Blade Runner. It's a slow burn. You all know it's a slow burn, and it has some high intensity action and then nothing, and a real slow, like a detective show's supposed to be. And
Yeah.
It's listen. It can't
No,
hear you.
I fell asleep to most movies. Tell them that. Tell them that I fell
They
asleep.
can hear you.
Okay, guys, I fell asleep at most movies. It wasn't because I was on the couch.
it's true. It's
That movie. I think it was really weird. I found it weird. I didn't know it was happening. I remember all
Okay.
the worst parts because that's the part I was awake for.
okay.
Like when he was barking.
Well, that's what I was getting to that part of the story. I'm getting to that part of the story. I'm getting to that part of the story. But the kid is right. The kid is right. The kid has fallen asleep. The kid fell asleep in Godzilla versus Mothra. So right there, you know, the kid can sleep through anything.
Yep.
But we're watching the show, and the kid dozes off, and she misses large key chunks, so she doesn't even know what's going on. But she wakes up at the very end part where Rutger Hauer is kissing his dead android girlfriend, and then strips down naked and starts running through the building, howling like a wolf. And she's like, "What the fuck's this show I'm watching? What the hell's going? Why is he acting like a furry and everything?" And I'm like, "That's not what's going on. What's he doing? He sounds like a furry." I'm like,
No.
next time, no, I'm gonna make sure you stay awake so you can at least get to this part. But you know, I guess it was a really bad spot to wake up in the movie. I will say
I could see
this.
that being a little
I
confusing.
will say this. I am glad that Donald Trump had taken the National Guard down into LA so that it would not look like the LA in Blade Runner or the LA in Crow. I appreciate the fact that he was stopping that from happening. Because it was on the edge of it. It was like right on the edge of going into Blade Runner LA territory. Fires in the streets, dead bodies laying in the alleyway. You know that was going to be like the mainstay of downtown. Oh, I can't do that. Man, that was really hard to try to keep a straight face through that. But, you know, it was a challenge. But,
Mm-hmm.
Well, what season Nashville today, right?
well, we could go back.
Stopping that from happening.
Yeah,
there.
stopping Nashville from becoming the third world country of a third world country. Anyway, back to the Fight Club reference, because I think that's a great Fight Club reference for the politics today. Because if you think of MAGA as Tyler Durden from Fight Club, which actually is pretty accurate, because Tyler Durden honestly he almost is a perfect example of MAGA culture.
Mm-hmm.
And
Edward
Edward
Definitely
Norton
toxic
and
male.
Edward Norton is America in general.
I just want to see how far.
Well,
you're
if
gonna
you
take
think
it.
of at the end of Fight Club, when they're going to blow up all the credit card corporations and plunge the entire world economy into, oh wait, that's what MAGA's doing right now. See, 100% accurate. But see, the thing is, America doesn't know that's what MAGA's doing. Even MAGA doesn't know that's what MAGA's doing. It plays in perfectly. MAGA went out and put all the bombs around everything to blow up the economy without realizing that they were putting all the bombs around to blow up the economy.
Yeah. So
and then when they
most
realize
of MAGA is not Tyler Durden. Most of MAGA is the organization of men.
Yeah.
Whatever they called themselves when they were.
Yeah, where they were making the soap and everything like that. Yeah. That would be the organization. And the thing about it is, much like in that show, even when they realize that they're going to blow up the economy, that they're going to destroy the things, even when they know that's what's going to happen and it's not a good thing, they still do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
In our case, to own the libs. In their case, to bring downfall to society. But, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Well, to the extent that they believe the libs control all of society, then yeah, that tracks.
Fight Club. An analogy for our times. Again. It's just a different...
I feel like there's a Mr. Robot reference here too, but I don't think you've seen it yet, have you?
No, I haven't watched Mr. Robot.
You're missing out.
There's that Murderbot one. Has anybody watched that new Murderbot one?
Murderbot, no.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV and everything like that. It's a comedy.
Oh, I don't have Apple TV.
It's about let's see, what does it say for the summary of it? Let me see. It's an American science fiction action comedy television based on All Systems Red, which is the first book in the series, The Murderbot Diaries. It's a media-obsessed private security construct manufactured from cloned human tissue and mechanical parts, calling itself Murderbot, must hide its newly acquired anonymity while completing dangerous assignments and being simultaneously drawn to humans and appalled at their weaknesses. I've seen some scenes from it. It looks pretty damn funny, though.
Okay.
And,
haven't seen that one.
And it's got...
I did see K-pop Demon Hunter, though.
Did you?
I keep being told to watch it, so I haven't seen it yet.
I just thought I'd throw a random one out there for us.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be good, right? Is it good?
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, it's like, a teenage anime musical, K-pop musical with demons.
I saw some of the scenes from it.
The music is earwormy, though. Like, the music is definitely earwormy.
Okay.
It gets stuck in your head.
Well, let's see. Murderbot has 4.3 stars out of 5 for ratings. Let's see what K-pop Demon does. K-pop Demon Hunters is ranking 4.7. 4.7 out of 5.
A lot of teenage girls out there in this world giving that up in that statistic there.
I think there's a pretty good following of guys for that too, I would suspect. Which could lead back to the Charlie Kirk toxic masculinity man-child issues of the society.
The Fight Club has a 4.7 rating, but Mr. Robot has 4.8. So I'm just saying, you really should watch it.
So there's our homework we need to watch.
If I based everything I watched based upon other people's ratings of them, I never would have ever gone to see Eraserhead in the first place. I never did go see Eraserhead because it wasn't in the theaters where I was or anything like that. And every time I've got a chance to see it in the theaters, somebody's been sick or I've been sick and haven't been able to go. My point is ratings
Okay.
don't matter anything to me. Otherwise, I would have watched Top Gun when it first came out in the 80s, and I refused to.
You know the best thing
And-
about Top Gun?
Somebody
There's
died during the filming
Top
of
Gun
it?
house. There's the Top Gun house in Oceanside where they sell little pies, and those are amazing.
You have got to be kidding me.
No, your child and I go every time we're there whenever
This is-
you're too lazy to leave the room.
A Top Gun house? Oh my god.
I don't know why the house is still there or why it's a point of reference or why they sell pies there. None of that I know, but I do know the reference.
Yeah, I just thought you were going to say the volleyball scene, but like, no.
I would like to point out now that we are 40 minutes into this conversation.
We have
40
talked
minutes.
politics though.
We
But-
have
but-
talked politics,
But we
because
have
of-
talked about politics in a larger sense. We haven't had specific issues, really.
You know what we haven't talked about? The Discord server.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
or
because
our
there's
Patreon.
that's because there's
Yeah,
nobody
or
here.
the Patreon.
It's because there's nobody here to talk to it about with, right?
But
We're
maybe somebody will
live.
watch this someday.
Oh yeah, somebody might watch all the way to
Plug
this
it.
point in the video. We should have plugged it
Yeah.
at the beginning of the video. Next time we do this, we'll plug it at the beginning of the video.
Yes. But
Yes.
you can now join us if you have survived this far into our YouTube video. Please check us out on Discord as well, and like and subscribe and yeah.
All
Yeah,
that stuff.
Do all that stuff because the algorithm's killing us. Literally.
Well, that's because the YouTube algorithm is anti-politics right now, and anything that's anything political, it smushes.
Well, it's
cockroach.
it's not anti all politics right now.
Really?
I'm still getting a lot of right wing feed on my things constantly and everything. Or a lot of the people who are
Disturbing.
like, let's agree to disagree. And discourse is the most. And like I told you, Alice was gaslighting me today. The AI was gaslighting me. And then the AI explained why what the AI was doing, gaslighting me, was so dangerous. Because once you get them to actually look at how they're acting, they can usually tell you why they're acting that way. But one of the points of it, like, was with flat Earth. It's like we look at. I'm not going to bring up a name because I'm purposely avoiding it right now because I'm trying to be. But I'm going to bring up something similar to it, which is flat eartherism and everything, and the fact that you have an interview, like if we brought on somebody to talk about global warming, or just the fact that the earth revolves around the sun, right? So we bring somebody on to talk about that. But if we feel compelled, huh?
I'm suddenly picturing us trying to bring Copernicus on.
Yeah. We could bring an AI bot that represents Copernicus on. That would actually be pretty good because then but see, if we feel like we have to give fair and equal time to the flat earth nut who lives down the street, otherwise we're being disingenuous because we're not giving them an equal platform to speak on, which is how all these people approach this stuff now. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
It's a problem.
well, here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
sure it's the problem. but-
It's like,
I agree, but explain.
so like global warming is a good example, okay? So you have 99.9% of the scientists in all of humanity agreeing on the point that global warming's bad, it's going to cause us all to die, and we should do something to change it. And then you have 0.2% of the people in that area or in that field saying, nah, it's not really that bad. And then you probably have like 0.1% of those 0.2% that say, no, it's a good thing. Okay? But if we were going to perform an interview here, like say we were like a real panel show on CNN or some other crappy TV channel, the COBD channel or something, Cult of Brighter Days, this week on the Cult of Writer Days News Week. We could do that. Actually, that's a good idea. But anyway,
eventually we'll get cool enough that we're going to have this full panel discussion. So
But-
describe our panel. To
but
us.
see, that's the thing. If we were going to do this panel discussion thing, the modern day take on it and the modern way that mass media and the mainstream media is approaching it is that in order to have that fair and balanced viewpoint, you have to have two people who are climate science deniers and two people who are climate science supporters. But that's not true, because technically, if you were going to balance and be fair and balanced, you should have 5 client science supporters in the studio, and you should have the one client science denier out in the alley yelling through the door so somebody could possibly hear him. Because that's the amount of weight of credibility that should be given to those two sides. But no, we have the guy.
Okay, so scientifically, you're saying that you should have a 999 scientists that support it and one that doesn't, all on a panel.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
If 99% of scientists support it and 1% of scientists don't support it.
You said 99.8, so I was trying to.
Well, you know,
adjust.
yeah, whatever. Even if it's that, okay, there's no reason to give them 50% of the talking time when their ideas aren't worth even being let into the studio. But we've been taught, thanks to Fox News, because Fox News was the only fair and balanced news program when it came out in the 80s, and has pushed that from the 80s on, that they're the only ones that are fair and balanced. And back then, you know, they got it into people's minds that as a society, we have to hear out both sides to an argument.
Well,
and that's
I
one
think
thing,
there's even
Charlie.
another side to this, because you have like the anti-vaxxers who have.
Yeah.
We have scientists who 100% disagree with this, and then we have people who are not as educated who fully 100% are anti-vaxxers and believe that, and so they think they should have the same say as the scientists.
Well, that's because the scientists and the doctors got trained by big pharma educational institutes and don't know what they're talking about, which is why all those people who are anti-vaxxers definitely should not go to a hospital for anything, and they should find the local soothsayer or the local, you know, hedge wizard to heal them when they break their leg, because that's what
the other side of that, right? Like, all of the doctors have been taught not to, you know, that a pill fixes everything, surgery fixes everything, and that's not 100% right either, because
You're
we know
right.
Eastern medicine, we know psychology, we know like talk therapy works, we know that acupuncture makes a difference,
right. But when you
but
break
those
your
people say there's not.
But when you
So
break your
how
arm,
do you make a decision?
well, when you break your arm, we could try talk therapy to see if it, you know, fixes it, or we could try to set it in a brace, and we can compare it and figure out which one do a majority of people want to go with. Do they want to go with the people who think rubbing mudwort on it fixes it, or talk therapy fixes it, or just ignoring it because it's not really that big of a deal that you can't grasp anything with your hand and it's twisted that way?
Can I offer a different suggestion?
Yeah, but if it's like realistic, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
No, what's your suggestion?
Maybe we should each be educated enough to make our own decisions.
You know, that would be a good thing. You know what would do that? Here's what would do that. If you had like some sort of standardized education level that you taught to children in a society so that they all operated at that same baseline level. I mean, this is new.
For it.
And
Oh,
and we and if
So that
we-
everybody could
so everybody could have it, not
benefit
just
from it, whether they have any money or not.
Oh my God, this is radical.
I mean, I don't know. That sounds very much like Nickleby and Bush era
Well, and and the thing about it sounds like Jeffersonian era and everything, but the problem with that would be like who gets to make up those decisions when you're diversified across the entire country like this of what's important to train and learn and everything.
Maybe
And-
we let each community run their own school.
Well, but we'd have to have some sort of thing to bring the communities together so that they have a baseline, so everybody's educated on that baseline that everybody needs, some sort of standardization that would apply to the entire population of the country.
No.
So you want the Department of Education abolished. You're for that. Is that what you're saying, Richard?
I did not say that.
Oh, you said let the communities decide it themselves. We don't need that overall standardization.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Department of
What would we do
Education.
instead?
Yeah, so how do we have a standardization across the states if we don't have a Department of Education that oversees it?
I said we don't want standardization across the states. We want the communities to do their own thing in each community, local control.
Right. So if the small group of racists decide that they don't want to have vaccinations in their school, that's fine by you because that's
if
what
it's just their community, then that's the decision that they can make.
But
I know this is wrong, but I actually totally agree with Richard.
okay, I don't because here's the thing. I don't agree with Richard because of this. You have to force those.
Darwin.
You have to force. Okay, so you're fine with people with measles coming over to your Walmart and shopping in your Walmart.
They need to stay in
They
their
have to stay in their.
So now you're making
So, okay,
ghetto.
the only
Okay,
thing
so
I-
now you're going full regime, full World War II Germany. We have ghettos,
The
and
only
we put
thing
those
I don't
people in
agree
their
with-
ghettos, and they can make
only-
all their decisions in their ghettos.
a little anti-vaxxer
Only
ghetto.
I disagree with is the kids can't make the decisions. Their parents are making it for them, and that part sucks because they can't leave the community and be
Before we go
somewhere
too
else.
far here, the Department of Education does not make nationwide standards currently. And they haven't been making nationwide standards currently. Mostly what they've been doing is encouraging things with federal money.
And no child left behind. Okay.
Which was implemented by money from the feds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
So
And every teacher I know hated it, including myself.
And the problem with it, here's the big problem with this. This is the big problem with this attitude of everybody should make up their own decisions. So personally, if I'm in a country where everybody gets to vote and gets to say on what we're going to vote about and everything, and Arkansas has decided that all its kids need to know how to do is to run a food processor, run a nail gun, and let the cows in so they can go to work when they're 12 years old. I really don't trust those people to vote in a way that would help me with my interests and everything. Yeah. So you have to have a level of standardized education that has to be maintained countrywide. This is Thomas Jefferson's idea.
So are you advocating for some sort of test before you're allowed to vote?
Nope, I'm advocating for education that actually makes sense for everybody in this country instead of people getting to pick and choose what I'm going to teach my kids in my area because the people up there don't know the bestest of it all. Here's the thing. If Richard's kids in his state get education that teaches them that speak and spell is the latest technology that he can use, and the kids in Sarah's state get technology that has full AI functionality and everything like that, okay, guess what? Richard's state is probably, because that's what they want, is probably going to be left behind and working in the mines as long as the mines are still open. And it's not fair to those kids, regardless of what the parents want, regardless of what that community wants. It's not fair to the kids. But then that's systematic. And that is a systematic setup for failure that's been done to the poverty-stricken people of this country forever. Capitalism.
So, yes, but those kids will also leave the state if they're well educated.
Your
Like a
state,
brain drain.
yeah, your state, they'll leave the state if they're well educated, but they're not well educated was my point.
Right. So either you keep them at home dumb, or you train them up and lose them to other states. So why is one better than the other?
Because one of them is giving people an opportunity, because the reason they would leave to go to other states is because your state fucking sucks and is trying to oppress people. I don't want to be in a state.
If it sucked, we would be pulling people in. It blows.
Basically, states that are doing that to their people and want to do that people basically do it because they're not good states that care about their people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine if they want to not be good states. Just like it's fine if there's certain people that get up on stage and want to scream about hatred and promote hatred and violence and everything like that. But when those kids leave the state, that's their own fault. When you suffer from what you sow, when you reap what you sow, guess what? It's nobody else's problem. And I am going to always stick up for people who have no choice. A lot of people say, if you don't like living in Texas, just move to another state. Fuck you people. You don't know what it's fucking to move when you have no money and you have no job opportunity anywhere else. What the hell am I supposed to do? Go move to a blue state that actually represents my views with absolutely nothing and live on the street there? Mm-hmm. Because I don't like having you tell me that my wife's going to have to get killed if she needs an abortion during labor.
During labor?
Whatever. You know what? That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be here. I don't want to suffer under this tyranny yoke rule and have my wife suffer for this. But it's not like I can pick up and move. This is why Civil War...
So you're basically saying that the Hunger Games was an analogy for what we're actually experiencing. Like their systematic...
We're 2.5 steps away from the Hunger Game. And I think maybe if we're lucky, we'll be in Ward 7. So that's my take on it.
It's better than 11.
That's what I'm saying. If we're lucky... If you're lucky here, we'll be in Ward 7, maybe 8, but that's the point. It's like.
Well, we're like, let's see, we're all in landlocked states, and none of us are District 4. We're like,
yeah. Well, if we would have had that data center built here, we could have been in District 4.
That's true. I'm thinking with all of our military building structure here, we are actually District 2.
Yeah, that's true. If we took it over, if we took control of it as a collective whole, and it's
the government would take control.
Well, it's in Pima, which is a blue county.
Yeah.
The Air Force Base is physically in Pima, which is a blue county.
I know, but I'm not talking about the Air Force Base. I'm talking about Raytheon.
It's still in Pima. It's a blue county. Guess what?
Yes. But...
We're living in District 3, baby.
Okay, so
on that note,
we got all the way through this conversation without getting too political.
We didn't get specifically political. That's the thing.
Take us on out there, Michael.
All right. Well, everybody, say bye. Introduce yourself one more time. Who you are. Say bye.
We have to.
I don't think we have to introduce ourselves.
Ah, the hell, okay. They're all... If you watch the first part of the video, you know who these fools are. Anyway,
and we're doing... You're gonna do this again in 2 weeks, and then we'll all do this again in, like, every other week, right? Yeah? Every 2 weeks we're doing this?
Yeah.
But Sarah and I did not buy in for every other one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to spend every Saturday with y'all.
I mean,
but that was our agreement.
I hear, now I feel hurt, Sarah. That's fine. Whatever.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm going to make sure
So
you
in
get
2
kicked to
weeks,
District 4. That's all
conversation
I
with
got to
Michael
say.
and Richard,
I
hopefully,
want to
or
be in
somebody.
District 4. They have dolphins. I get to be on the beach. Yeah. District 4.
You know, I've never read those books at all. But anyway, so
Haven't either.
if you want to find out more about what district you could be in, go to our Discord, sign up, and somebody put up a channel for what district are you in or something like that. We'll check that out. Also check out our
intern.
check out our Patreon page and check out
Check out our merch.
Hey, we sold some
Check
merch.
out the articles on our
Check out-
website.
Yep.
Because they have more
Yep.
info.
And
not just cool videos.
And we'll be back to talk to you live. Somebody will, maybe, possibly, I don't know, in 2 weeks. Until then, everybody have a great day.